Hello all, Angie B here. Know it's been a dog's age since I've done a vlog. I'm really bad about keeping up on these. There's not really much to report right now in the life of Angie B. House sitting, no regular internet, feel kind of disconnected from the world. I like house sitting because it gives me plenty of time to write and read and watch movies and stuff. But it also gives me plenty of time to think. And that's a dangerous activity for me. I start freaking out about stupid things like the fact that the house I'm staying at has ginormous windows and those pretty much wouldn't be a barrier against a zombie apocalypse. I also tend to think that nobody likes me because I'm by myself out in the middle of nowhere with no connection to the internet. But I'm trying to get past that, and I'm trying to realize that I have to get used to living by myself, especially if I actually manage to get to go to grad school this next fall, so cross your fingers for me on that one. Anyway, I thought I'd do another vlog, and since I don't have a lot to talk about, I thought I would do another Angie B's Top 5s in Fandom vlog. And since I've not been very active in Fandom, or been, out and about online, going out to parties and things with friends, that sort of stuff, it's kind of a subdued fandom list, but fandom list nonetheless. Number 1, Jason Zinoman's new book, Shock Value. I already raved about this on my live journal, but I highly, highly, highly recommend this book to anyone who's at all interested in cinema, or specifically horror cinema. It basically charts how the rise of influential independent directors in the late 60s and into the 70s basically completely reshaped the entire horror industry. I mean, horror is what it is today because of those influential directors in the 60s and 70s. It kind of reads as both a biography and an examination of the horror genre. Each chapter tends to focus on a different director or a different set of directors or a different project. In particular, he covers Wes Craven, John Carpenter, George Romero, Dan O'Bannon, the guy who helped co-create Alien and is responsible for influencing a lot of people. It's a really interesting, extremely well-written, very well-researched book. If you're interested in the history of cinema and the development of horror, it's so good. It's really good. It makes a very interesting point for the delineation between old horror, which was characterized by like the Hammer films and the monster movies, Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, black and white films, monster schlockers, with the new horror where the lines between reality and fantasy are completely blurred. You've got a lot of stuff about like demons and serial killers and crazy new things like that. It's very well written. And yes, it is endorsed by Misha Collins. In fact, in the acknowledgments, Jason Zinoman thanks Misha Collins for giving him a couch to sleep on occasionally, so apparently they're buds. But it's a really good book. Highly recommend it. Shock Value by Jason Zinoman. Number 2 on my list, in the music world, the new Iver and Beirut CDs. They're just, oh my god, so good. I've had them both on repeat pretty much nonstop for the past, week and a half. Thank you so much to the people who gave me those CDs, because, they're so good. I liked Iver's first, but this one's even better, in my opinion. And this Beirut CD is almost flawless. I even like it better than the Gulag Orchestra, so definitely check those two out. Iver's is self-titled, and Beirut's is, I believe, Riptide. I'm not even sure if it's officially been released yet, but they're both really good. Highly recommend them. Number 3 on my list, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, both movies. I have yet to see the second half. I'm going to be seeing it tomorrow with my friend Ashley. I will report back on my feelings after that, but I finally got to see the first half on Wednesday with Kaylee and Ashley, and I know it's a sacrilege, the fact that I didn't see it until just now, but in my defense, when it came out in theaters, I was going through a rough patch. I knew I would cry a lot, and that it was a very depressing movie, and I didn't really feel like sitting in the theater and getting overly emotional, for 2 hours, so I held off until it was on DVD, and then I decided to just kind of wait until the second one was about to come out, so that way I wouldn't have to wait too long. But my thoughts on the first half. I really, really liked it. Obviously there were some changes that didn't sit well with me, but I've gotten used to the fact that Cloves is far from a perfect screenwriter, and that there's no way that they could possibly be 100% accurate to the books. I've pretty much made a clean break between the movies and the books. I'm no longer extremely pissed off by the changes. All I can say is Neville, his moment of glory better be fan-fucking-tastic, or else I will hunt you down, Cloves, and I will shoot you in the kneecaps. You have been warned. But I liked the first half. I thought it was the best acting the trio had done thus far. It was genuinely thrilling and creepy and atmospheric. I liked a lot of the cinematography. Oh my god, England is so beautiful, isn't it? But yeah, so I'm excited for the next one. Dobby's death scene in the first one hit me harder than I thought it would. I mean, I cried a lot during the book. Every time I read it, I cry. But seeing it in the movie was almost worse. And I think it's just Dobby's giant sad eyes and the way that Harry's holding him. It just, oh my god. All three of us were crying. It was pretty emotional. So number 3 on the list, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Number 4, The Middleman! Okay, so I feel really bad because Liz has been getting on me. Liz and Kat and tons of you have been getting on me to watch this series for like 2 years now. 3 years? Something like that. It originally came out the summer that I left for New Zealand, and I caught the first episode when it originally aired, and I liked it. But then in the hecticness of going to New Zealand and then coming back and blah, 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 I forgot about it. Well, Liz is like the biggest Middle fan ever, and she's been valiantly championing it to me. And through sheer perseverance and, force of personality, she's finally convinced me to start watching it again. Which, thank you, Liz, so much, because this show is amazing. It's another one of those Firefly situations where it's almost perfect, and we only got 1 season of it. And it just makes me really sad, because when I think of what could have happened and how the characters could have developed, it just makes my heart ache. But, anyway, Kaylee and I have made it a ritual for the past couple of weeks. Every time we get together, we watch an episode or 2. We just finished the Cursed Tuba Contingency on Wednesday before we watched Harry Potter, so we're halfway through, and we're getting really sad just thinking that we've only got like 6 episodes left. It's pretty sad, but I love it so far. I definitely identify with Wendy Watson. I feel like I'm definitely a dub-dub. I mean, she gets excited at the prospect of zombie apocalypse. She eagerly goes into battle and gets really excited about learning martial arts from Sensei Ping. And I love her a lot. Wendy and I, we connect. I really see a lot of myself in Wendy Watson, which I'm sure that I'm over-exaggerating my connection with her. I'm sure that I'm not that cool, but I really like her a lot. But on the other hand, I also really connect with Lacey when it comes to, sexy boss man, because holy crap, Matt Kiesler, you were so close to perfect, it's ridiculous. The Middleman is just, I love how hilarious he is with all of his little, flowers for Algernon and Tropics of Cancer and stuff like that. It's just, and then his arms and the ties and the jacket and, oh god, Matt Kiesler, I love you. I love you a lot. And I love Noser, and I love all the crazy monsters. Obviously, the zombie fish episode is my favorite so far. I mean, you guys know me. You know my taste. I mean, it's flying fish that turn people into trout-craving zombies. How can I not love that? Also, the whole... I can't do the foot stomp thing because I don't have shoes on right now, but... yeah. Loved it. Loved it! It's an incredibly quotable show. It's really funny. It's smart. It's just full of zingers and one-liners. Kaylee and I were determined to rewatch it like 10 times and memorize all of the exclamations and stuff. And I love it. The show is so good. I'm gonna have to track down the comics afterwards and read those because I can't get enough Middleman at this point. And I actually want to watch ahead. Okay, I want to just sit down like tomorrow after Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 and finish the series. But I've kind of made this like sacred vow to myself that I will wait to watch them with Kaylee. So I have to wait until like every Wednesday and watch 1 or 2 episodes a week, which is kind of killing me, but at the same time, It's making it last a little bit longer, so that's kind of nice. But, yes, The Middleman. If you guys haven't checked it out before, check it out. It's so good. I will upload links for you guys if you need it, because it's hilarious and it's amazing and it's crazy and goofy, and it's so good. And number 5 on Angie B's top 5 in fandom for now is Castle. Another show that I have been lovingly pestered by Liz and others to watch for a while now. And when it first premiered, I watched it, because, I mean, it's Nathan Fillion. He is my Captain Tight Pants. You know, brown coats forever. They can't take the sky from us. So as soon as I found out he was going to be in another show, I was like, sign me up. I don't care what he's doing. I don't care what the premise of the show is. I'm going to watch it. When I found out he'd be playing a snarky writer solving mysteries, I was like, I am so there. So when it first premiered, I watched the first, 5 or 6 episodes, and I liked it. You know, I was interested. I thought it was funny and a little bit more clever and, you know, more interesting characters than most crime procedurals have. But for whatever reason, it just didn't grab me right from the beginning. So I fell behind, and I haven't really thought about it much until just recently, when a whole bunch of you guys have started, you know, raving about it again. So I downloaded all 3 seasons, and I watched it pretty much in the space of 2.5 weeks. And, oh my gosh, it's such a good show. It's so good. It starts slow, but that's part of the greatness of it, is that it slowly builds up over the course of 3 seasons. It's so good. This is the only crime show I've ever come across where there's character development. We get to know and understand who these people are beyond just their jobs and their zippy one-liners. It's really an old-fashioned love story. The way they built up the Castle Beckett relationship is beautiful. I love that it's post-feminism. I mean, here you've got Kate Beckett, who's a fierce, foxy, you know, successful, badass cop. And rather than having it be the big deal that, oh, she's a female detective in charge of all these men, they just take it as matter of fact. She gives her orders to Ryan and Esposito, they follow through. The chief trusts her implicitly. The fact that she's a woman is never, a major factor. They never say that she's getting overly emotional. The only times they comment on her emotionality or her getting too invested in a case is when it's connected to her mother's murder, which obviously, I mean, even if she was a man, that would be a giant emotional connection there. So I just like that they don't even make a big deal of the fact that she is a powerful woman in a man's world. They just let her be a character, and it's great. I love that everybody has shades of gray. Nobody is 100% good. Everyone makes bad decisions and choices. I mean, holy crap. When it comes to relationships, both Beckett and Castle are doing stupid things. It's obvious that they love each other. It's obvious that they want to be together. It's obvious that they complement each other perfectly. And yet, what do? They keep running off with ex-wives or sexy doctor man or whatever. And it's just ugh. But I love it because there's the UST and the snarky, you know, Hepburn and Tracy style banter, and I love Ryan and Esposito. I love the side characters. I love Laney. I love the chief. I love all the side characters. I love Castle's relationships with his mother and his daughter. It's nice to see a positive father-daughter relationship on one of these sorts of shows. I mean, it's great. And I love just the whole cast is amazing. The mysteries are interesting. The cameo guest roles they have are great. It's a funny, well-written, emotionally investable sort of show, and I love it. I'm really excited for the next season to start, especially after that ending of season 3. Holy crap. Edge of your seat sort of stuff. Emotional out the wazoo. I just loved it. Castle's amazing. Highly recommend it. I've already uploaded links. If you need the links, ask me. I will direct you to the entry. But yeah, that's Angie B's top 5s and fandoms for now. I guess I'll try to check in with you guys sooner rather than later. Sorry I always have such a long break in between vlogs. Hope this has been at all interesting or enlightening. Probably neither, because it's me. But yeah, check you later.